Okay, I'm back with you here on, I believe it's Thursday. You kind of lost track of what the heck day it is. This is today. No, today must be Wednesday. It's Valentine's Day. I think it's the 15th, the 14th. I'm not good at that. One of the things I always say is we ought to make all of the every holiday should be on the 25th. The way I see it, you know, it should be December 25th. November 25th for Thanksgiving, you know, February 25th for Valentine's. I don't know, they haven't followed that suggestion, but that's always what I think is the better way to do it. It's been a great day today. We went out into a little village called Lele, and we had the translators do the lead part of what we're doing. I'm a big believer in letting our indigenous guys take a leadership role and to help lead the things. It's not just white people coming out here to do it. And I really think that's very, very important. And I hope that you know, they'll be able to work with that. The guy that I've been working with is Habadura. He's married, his Muslim wife, all his Muslim family. His uncle's the chief. It's very difficult for somebody like him to be a Christian, and you know, it's very, very difficult. So that's one of the things that we want to do is, you know, with our ministry at Whirlwind, not only supporting guys in the States, but, you know, supporting young men like Habadura too, to be able to help carry on the work when we go to keep sharing with people. So at least that's what we want to do. So we went out to Lele today and did the storing cloths and told some stories and showed some books and things, and that was good. And then last night we had a fun time as our kind of our final night together. Well, tonight is really our final night in the village, but we had all of our translators and friends to come and we had our feast where we had their millet. I never have really heard exactly what they call it besides millet, and they make it into a real heavy kind of a sort of a green looking paste, really, really thick, like grits that's been, you know, overcooked and left to sit for a while, like a day. And Cherry Fail, who we call Lisa, she had her she made some little sauce on it, so it was good. And then they made some rice and beans that I thought was really good. Overall, it was a lot of fun. And then we sat around and drank tea and talked about him. And I, of course, always, you know, tell how important it is for, you know, to be on a team, to work together, you know, to continue to build each other up. It's very, very difficult to be by yourself doing work like this in a completely unchurched environment. I mean, I know what that's like. I do it. I know what it's like to have to ask people, please help support what we're doing, because that's what I do. So, you know, when we need to help other people too. That's something that I've definitely learned from my dad. My dad was a missionary for 20 years in Eastern Africa, and, you know, was always helping some pastors to go to school or buy them a bike or something like that. Daddy always saw that as an investment in people, and I've definitely carried on that tradition. I think that that's a very important thing. You know, when I'm in Atlanta, people will say, oh, well, we need 10 more Tim Cummins. We need to get more, you know, guys like Tim, or we need to get 10 more him. And I'm like, well, I don't know if the world really needs 10 more me, but the main thing is to try to find other people that we can invest in and to put them in the field, get them in the game, help support them. You know, one day perhaps they'll be able to support themselves, but they may not be able to. And that's just the way it is. If the farm comes in, the thing about Africa is that if the rain is good, then everybody eats. If the rain is not so good, everybody goes very, very hungry. And last year's rainy season, which is in August, September, October, they said was just barely okay. So we prayed today that, you know, that God will continue to give a good, strong rainy season this year, so that, you know, they'll be able to, you know, feed themselves. And because for a lot of the time, there really isn't much to do. There really isn't much work you can do because, you know, it's the millet has been harvested, it's been ground up, and then what are you going to do? You know, then you wait for the time for planting. So there's a season in life, and I'm praying that, you know, that they'll be able to, you know, see the time where they don't have to work as much in the field, you know, to sow crops for Jesus. And like I said, it's a very difficult situation. It's a pretty much 100% Muslim environment. And if your parents, grandparents, wife, children, well, he doesn't have any children, but everybody's Muslim, you know, you definitely seem like the odd man out, and you put yourself at a risk of being ostracized, and it's very difficult. And I think that you know, God has been so generous, and people have been so generous in supporting me and my family and what we're doing in Atlanta. And I think one reason why God has been generous to us is that we are generous with what we have been given to. If you have a tendency to be very close-fisted and keep everything, I don't think that's the way to do it. If you invest it in people, invest it out there, you know, you'll see a good return on your investment, and the ministry can thrive in other areas too.